So many people, especially metalheads, until now, they spoke about the new album of Metallica, the album of 2023, and I'm speaking about, of course, 72 Seasons. So many people. We listen so many ideas and critics. There are many people that they like the album so much, but there are also many people that they speak about the album with a very bad way. So here I will speak about my personal, of course, opinion, and let's find out. First of all, I had to listen to the album many times before having an opinion, and I can say that I like very much the style of Metallica. This is one of the bands that I adore inside thrash metal, but I can say that Metallica today they are not thrash metal, not only from today. Even from the days of Master of Puppets, they started little by little not to be exactly a thrash metal band. Even more, in the period of Black Album and afterwards, they became so big because they became even more heavy metal than thrash metal. I don't have any problem about this, but we have to understand that Metallica of today, not only of today, for all the last decades, they are not exactly a thrash metal band. They are a heavy metal band with some thrash elements in their music. So, I like them so much, but if you ask me if Metallica is one of my favorite bands of all time, I can say that not always, not always. Okay, so I'm not a Metallica fanboy. From the other hand, I'm not a hater of Metallica. Let's start. The whole album, in my opinion of view, is very good. You can listen it from the beginning to the end without problems, and is memorable. And you can go back and listen it another time and another time and another time. Not in every album of today you can do it. There are some albums that you listen it for one time and you can say, okay, I will listen it after some time. The next time will take some time. But Metallica, in this album, you can listen to it flawless and afterwards another time with any problem. For example, the last album of them before, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, it was a little bit also a good album, but not so flawless as 72 Seasons. Also here we have 12 songs like 72 Seasons, but here, except of some songs that are like Atlas Rise, like Hello on Fire, or Moth into Flame, or Spit Out the Bone, I didn't I didn't feel this feeling that is a flawless album. Okay, but if I have to make a connection between 72 Seasons and between Death Magnetic of 2008, for me, Death Magnetic, this is the best last album or the best album of Metallica after their comeback, after Set Anger, if you understand what I'm saying about. Why? First of all, Death Magnetic is even more thrashy. Secondly, Death Magnetic came out after Set Anger. So when I listened to this album first time, I was so excited. So excited. For this reason, until now, Death Magnetic for me is even better than 72 Seasons. This is my personal opinion. There are also some people that will come and will speak about to make a connection between the new Megadeth of 2022 and about 72 Seasons. So let's speak about this connection. The last album of Megadeth, The Sick, The Dying and The Dead, also a good album. I spoke about it last year, but is good as 13, as Endgame of Megadeth, but is not so good as Dystopia of Megadeth. Dystopia of Megadeth of 2016 for me was also a so good album, one of the best albums of Megadeth in the last years. I was also so excited about this album. For me, Dystopia of Megadeth and Death Magnetic of Metallica, they are in the same level of masterpieces. Of course, they are not coming to be Rust in Peace, or this is not coming to be a Master of Puppets or Injustice for All. Of course not. But for the years that came out, they are masterpieces. The best way of comeback about Megadeth and the best way of comeback about Metallica. So what came out afterwards is not in the same level, in the two also groups, in the two bands. And now, if I have also to make a connection between The Sick, The Dying and The Dead and 72 Seasons, of course, for me, 72 Seasons even better than the last new Megadeth album of the last year. Now, there are also people that are coming to make a connection between the new Overkill album. The new Overkill album that came out in the same day like 72 Seasons, Scorched. Also for me, one of the best Overkill last albums, even better than the three albums before it. Is not so good as Ironbound, of course, but also a great thrash metal album of this special band of thrashers from New York. But I have to say, for me, it's even better and even more fair to make a connection between the new Megadeth and the new Metallica, because both of the bands, also Megadeth and also Metallica, today they are heavy metal bands with thrash metal elements and roots, but they are not thrash metal bands. On the other hand, Overkill, they continue to be a thrash metal band, so it's not so fair to make a connection between Overkill, the new Overkill, and the new Metallica or the new Megadeth, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so let's speak about 72 Seasons. A very good album with 12 songs that most of them, they are very good. For example, 72 Seasons, the first song, a good song, reminded me a little bit Hardwired to Self-Destruct style of songs. Okay, it's okay. The second song, Shadows Follow, very good song also. A little bit more thrashy and a little bit some elements of A Justice for All and maybe Black Album of Metallica. The third song, Screaming Suicide, a little bit more hard rock in the style of the song. Okay, it's okay. Next, Sleepwalk My Life Away, the fourth song. A little bit more grunge, maybe, in my ears, and I didn't connect it with this song so much. The next song, the fifth song, You Must Burn, so good, one of the best songs of this album. Remind me Black Sabbath, Load and Reload, period of Metallica, and the riff in the middle of the song is awesome. The sixth song, Lux Aeterna, a little bit more new wave of British heavy metal style, Diamond Hand influences, very good. Also one of my favorite songs here. The next song, Crown of Barbed Wire. Okay, also good. In the middle it becomes even more thrash or even more justice for all style. Okay, and now the next song, the eighth song, Chasing Light, also good, also a little bit thrash, maybe some hardcore and punk influences from here and there. I listen also some southern rock influences here and there, but you know, this is my ears. Now, the ninth song of this album, If Darkness Had a Sun, and for me this is the best song of the whole album. Okay, so good, so good. Temptation, so good. Now, Too Far for Gone, the next song, in number 10, also one of my favorite songs here. Also thrash with some style of Kill 'Em All. Okay, it's not becomes to be a Kill 'Em All style of songs, but has some influences from this period. Also, I listen here some influences of Iron Maiden, maybe. Okay. Now the next song, the one for the last, Room of Mirrors. For me, I didn't have also connection with this song. For me, Room of Mirrors and Sleepwalk My Life Away. As I said before, both of them, I didn't succeed to be connected with them. And the last 12th song, Inamorata, also a very good song, a little bit more Black Album style in this song, so, and closes the album with a very good way. So 5 songs from here, for me they are the best. If Darkness Had a Song in the first place, afterwards You Must Burn, Lux Aeterna, Too Far Gone, 72 Seasons, and afterwards the other songs. So from the beginning to the end, a very good album. Only I have to say that the cover art is awful, unfortunately, awful. But you know, except of Death Magnetic, all the other albums from the period of Black Album until now of Metallica, they don't have so good artworks. But here the artwork is awful, in my opinion. Now, if I will put this album in the 30 best albums of 2023, maybe yes. If I will put it in the top 10, until now, I don't think so. But let's find out in the next months. So, from Israel and from Jerusalem, stay metal and stay heavy.